There is a pocket inside Ocean Lakes here in Virginia Beach where the houses sell for about $125,000 more than the rest of the neighborhood. The families buying there are paying top dollar to be in Ocean Lakes. And their kids do not go to the Ocean Lakes Elementary. Here's why that catches people. The school assignment is not hidden. You can look it up in about a minute, but you would have to look it up by street. And almost nobody does that because almost nobody expects a subdivision to have more than one elementary school. You only go looking if you already know there is a reason to look. If you're moving to Virginia Beach and Ocean Lakes is on your list, this is the video I would want you to watch before you write an offer. I pulled every detached sale in this subdivision over the last 6 months. There were 54 of them. The cheapest closed at $340,000. The most expensive closed at $631,000. That is one neighborhood, one entrance, one name. Here's what I'm going to give you in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to show you why the price swings that far inside a single subdivision, and it's not the reason most people assume. I'm going to give you the 3 elementary schools that serve this neighborhood and the streets where the assignment changes. I'm also going to tell you what the HOA actually costs here because I've seen the number reported wrong. And don't forget, I'm going to give you the flood answer, which is better news than the map makes it look. I'm not going to sell you on Virginia Beach. I'm going to tell you the truth about it. That includes the parts of this neighborhood that are not going to work for everybody. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Megan Luker. I'm a 3rd-generation real estate agent with over 35 years of experience, and I'm a proud Navy wife and mom. I have navigated this crazy life through deployments, the packouts, the PCS cycles, and everything in between. I've spent my career helping military families buy, sell, and invest in real estate across Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and the Greater Hampton Roads area. Let's get into it. Let me start by correcting myself. A few months back, I made a video walking you through the Ocean Lakes High School zone. And I told you Ocean Lakes subdivision runs from the low 400,000s to around 600,000. That was a reasonable estimate at that time. Then I pulled the actual closed sales and the real range is wider on both ends. It runs around $340,000 for attached homes to $631,000, and the median lands right around $455,000. I would rather correct a number on camera than let you plan around it. Now here's why that range is so wide, and this is the part that really matters. Ocean Lakes was not built all at once. It was built in waves, and the wave your street belongs to sets your price. The homes built between 1986 and 1992 generally run from 1,300 to 1,600 square feet. Those are the houses landing in the 400,000s, and they are the largest single group in this neighborhood. The homes built between 1993 and 1997 are a different product entirely. Those generally run from 2,100 to 2,500 square feet, and they are the ones landing in the 500,000 to 600,000 price range. Same subdivision, same entrance, roughly a decade apart, and about $200,000 apart. So when somebody quotes you a median price for Ocean Lakes, understand what that number is doing. The median here is about $455,000, and there is almost no actual house that looks like that. It is the midpoint between 2 different neighborhoods that happen to share the name. I want you to stop for a second, especially if you're watching this with your spouse. Decide right now which one you're actually buying. Are you buying the school, the square footage, or the commute? Because in this neighborhood, you can get any 2 of those comfortably. And the third one is going to cost you. It is much easier to make that call sitting on your couch than standing in a driveway looking at a house you already love. Now let me give you the schools, and this is the part nobody publishes. Almost all of Ocean Lakes feeds Ocean Lakes Elementary. If you buy here, that is probably your school. But there are two exceptions, and they are not where you would look for them. The first one is Aztec Court, and part of that street feeds Red Mill Elementary. There is a house sitting on the market there right now, priced right around the neighborhood median. The second exception is bigger. Mozart Drive, Mendelssohn Court, and Faulkner Road feed Three Oaks Elementary instead. Now look at what those streets are. The highest sale in this entire subdivision in the last 6 months was on Mendelssohn Court at $631,000. Mozart Drive had sales at $585,000 and $575,000. And Faulkner Road sold around $575,000. That is 4 of the top 6 sales in Ocean Lakes, and not one of them feeds Ocean Lakes Elementary. If you're stretching your budget to the top of this neighborhood, specifically for Ocean Lakes name, I want you to understand exactly what you're buying and what you are not. And here's the part that surprised me when I ran into it. You would assume that pocket costs more because of the school. It does not. Those homes are about 570 square feet larger than the typical house in Ocean Lakes, and they sold roughly $20 less per square foot. So, per square foot, that is the best value in the neighborhood. It just costs more in total because you are buying more house. So if you want the most house per dollar in Ocean Lakes, it is in this pocket that does not feed Ocean Lakes Elementary. On your middle and high schools, the whole neighborhood feeds Ocean Lakes High School. Middle school is either Princess Anne or Corporate Landing, depending on where and what street you're located. I want to be very clear about something here. I am telling you these zones exist so that you know to check. I'm not telling you which one your house is in. Boundaries always shift, and they are set by the school division, not by me. Run your specific address through the school locator at vbcps.net before you write an offer every single time. And now let me talk about the water, because I think the map is going to scare you for no reason. Ashville Bridge Creek runs right through the middle of this neighborhood. There are canals threaded between almost every section, and Lake Tecumseh sits off to the east. If you pull this up online, you will assume everyone here is paying flood insurance. Most of Ocean Lakes is not in a special flood hazard area. That is real, and it's one of the things that makes this neighborhood work at this price point. Here is the part I want you to actually do something with. Some of these homes sit within about 250 feet of a zone line. They are not inside it, but they are close. And zone lines are not permanent. So you need to pull the flood map on the specific address every single time, even in a neighborhood where the answer is usually good news. Nobody is going to chase you down to tell you about that one. Now let me give you the number I've seen reported wrong. The HOA in Ocean Lakes is around $35 a month. I want to put that in context because I did a whole video on a Chesapeake neighborhood where the HOA was $214 a month. And I asked whether it was really worth it. And over a 3-year tour, $214 a month is close to $7,700. At $35 a month, you're looking at about $1,260 for the same 3 years. That is not a rounding difference. For a family running real monthly numbers on a VA loan, that is a meaningful gap, and it's one of the quieter reasons this neighborhood works for a lot of military buyers. Now, let me put this whole thing together. If your budget is in the $400,000, you are shopping the 1986 to 1992 homes roughly at 1,300 to 1,600 square feet. And you are in the largest and most active part of this market. If your budget is in the 500,000s and up, you are shopping the newer and larger homes, and a real share of those sit in the Three Oaks elementary pocket. And if you are watching this because of the video I did a few weeks ago on Castleton, Red Mill, and Ocean Lakes, this is the neighborhood I told you was the one that actually works at that budget. Now you know which part of it. Ocean Lakes works for the family stationed at Oceana or Dam Neck who wants a short surface street commute, a very low HOA, and a real range of price points to choose from. It also works for the family that wants the most square footage per dollar, as long as you're willing to look at the pocket that feeds Three Oaks. It does not work as well for the family that assumed the subdivision name guarantees the elementary school. It also does not work for the family that needs to be certain about noise without walking the street first, because that varies from the north edge to the south edge. None of that makes it a good or bad neighborhood. It makes it a neighborhood you need to buy at the street level instead of at the sign level. So next week, I'm talking to the other half of this audience. If you already own a home here and you're staring down orders out of Hampton Roads, you have a decision in front of you that is worth tens of thousands of dollars. Do you sell it or do you keep it and rent it out? I'm going to run both sets of real numbers for you. What a Virginia Beach house actually nets you at sale, and what it actually cash flows as a rental, and what keeping it does to your VA loan entitlement at the next duty station. Nobody sits down and runs the math with you before you have to decide. Next week I will. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it. If you want to sit down and talk through which part of Ocean Lakes actually fits your rank, your budget, and your timeline, look below and book a Zoom call with me. Real numbers, real neighborhoods, no pressure. And it does not matter where you are in this process right now. Orders in hand or still 3 years out, you are not too early. If this video helped you, subscribe. I post every week breaking down Virginia Beach neighborhoods, PCS decisions, and everything military families need to know before they get here. Welcome home. This is Real Life Virginia Beach.